Hi, welcome to Empower Her Conversations. Welcome to Empower Her Conversations. Yes, I'm Dr. Lavella with lavellamcgary.com. If you see me looking a little bit to the right and or to the left, it's because I am also going live on Instagram. So welcome to Empower Her Conversation, where we empower women, we equip, we empower, we fortify, and also help them to fix their crown just a little. And our topic on today is, what kills dreams? What kills dreams? Hi there. What kills dreams? Our topic on today is what kills dreams. For those that are joining me again, my name is Dr. Lavella McGarry with lavellamcgary.com. We are talking today. Our topic on today is what kills dreams. So everybody has dreams. Whatever dreams are sometimes dreams repeats itself, and sometimes dreams come to give you life. It fortifies, it strengthens you, it causes you to tap into what's in dormancy. Dreams also is a reflection of who you are, which means your manifested state. Dream also, or dream, your dream state is also the reality of who you are, which means you have conquered, you have manifested, you have fulfilled it because you dreamt it, you know, you sense, you feel, and there is a knowing that you have achieved thus goal, thus dreams. So again, our topic on today is what kills dreams. Again, everybody has dreams, whether it's a couple who dreams of one day being a parent, a bench scientist, or one who dreams of finding a cure to cancer. One, or we all have dreams. Now, the depth or the level of your dream, that is up to you per what you're dealing with in your subconsciousness, per your passion and or your desire. That's all depends on you. So there are many external obstacles that dreamers and entrepreneurs have to overcome. The truth is that many dreams do not make it that far. They do not, which means they do not manifest, or they do not come to a place of fulfillment because they're either die or they're not fulfilled. They either die or they're not fulfilled. When I say die, die in your own hand, either due to fear, doubt, unbelief, or you not thinking that you are qualified or value enough, or even have the attributes to fulfill that dreams. And sometimes it could just simply be this, that you dreamt it but you just can't see it. So therefore your perception is off. There's doubt, again, unbelief, or there's just a disconnect or disconnection within yourself, that you can't see yourself accomplishing that dream. So one of the things that come or counterattack or come against or stop or hinders, or is a main obstacle when it comes to dreams, is fear. That's the number one dream killer. Fear. The most obvious dream killer is fear. I call it a destiny terminator, because it hinders, it causes one to detour, it causes one to stop in their track, it causes one to think that they are walking, but in reality they are standing still. They are not manifesting, they are not fulfilling, they're just merely existing. So fear is a dream killer. It manifests in so many forms. Okay, obviously, fear undermines our dreams and goals. It undermines your dreams. It also undermines the goal to fulfill that dreams. Okay, we could have dreams of failure, or we have thoughts of failure, loss, and or due to rejection. If you're been or felt rejected in your childhood, it could manifest yet in your adulthood, which could cause one to not manifest or not fulfill the dream due to rejection. So therefore, again, these are all thought process, which could cause anxiety. It could trigger it into your emotions, also causing you to have memories that will trigger emotions. Something from the past could very well become very fresh and or present to the point where it'll stop you, suck the wind or knock the wind out of you to the point of you had to be resuscitated, because now you have to be pushed, you have to be pumped, literally to move forward, due to disappointments and due to one making a mistakes that you made a mistakes and now you can't get up. It has knocked the wind out of you. So again, you have got to do a major reset. You have got to perceive and or see things differently. You have got to change your lens, change the angle in which you see or perceive things, have a different outlook, okay? Have a different outlook. So again, we're talking about what kills dreams. Right now, we're talking about fear. Less commonly recognized fears include fear of success, higher expectation, and increased responsibilities. Fear of positive outcomes can also kill a dream just as efficiently as the fear of negative results. So either you have a bar or a standard of expectation, and now someone could come and raise the bar of expectation, which could now trigger fear. Again, positive outcomes and or negative outcomes could also trigger fears. It could cause one again to have anxiety, cause one to again lose their voice. Lose their voice. You have a sound but lose your voice. Where you were awakened, now you are blind. And I said blind because now you were able to see it. You were able to maneuver in your dreams. You were able to visualize. Now you're stuck. You're either parked or you're stuck. Okay. So while no single action can guarantee you'll conquer every fear, the first step towards overcoming any fear is identifying and acknowledging that, acknowledging the fear. What triggered it? What triggered it? Identifying, get to the root of the matter. What caused you to feel fearful? Was it the expectation? Was it the pressure? Was it the fear of being rejected, that they're not going to accept your thoughts, your vision, your blueprint, how they will look and or view you? It could very well be how you look at yourself, how you view yourself, how you perceive yourself, that you could now talk yourself out of manifesting, maneuvering, conquering, dominating, bossing up, like we say it. So what is your thought process? Identify your thought process. It could very well be that you have many narratives now overriding the languages of hope, overriding the languages of the vision, overriding the language of positivity, the narratives of your childhood saying that you will never be nothing, never amount to nothing, you can't make it, you won't do it. That's overriding you now in your adult state, overriding now every experience that you have learned or encountered, now causing you now to position and knowing within yourself that you can do this. But upon stepping out and maneuvering, going forward, taking that step forward, there's something that will creep up, a sound, a memory that will trigger a hurt, a wound, a puncture, words, or a memory that will now override the language of positivity. So again, get to the root of it, find out what it is, and now how do you deal with it? Acknowledge it, and at the same time, now how do I deal with this? I keep having the same reoccurring as a pattern. Sometimes we develop patterns without even knowing, and we ourselves could have patterns that could self-sabotage who we are, self-sabotage our moment of victory, self-sabotage moments of overcoming, self-sabotage when every time there's doors of opportunities, windows of opportunities. Now we're about to walk through those thresholds. We talk ourselves out of it. So you have got to learn, detect a pattern of self-sabotage. Okay, detect a pattern of self-sabotage. Number two, what causes or what kills dreams is insecurity. Insecurity, closely linked to fear in the dream killer, is insecurity, which tends to be an issue of negative perception. Insecurity is often associated with internal negative perception. Insecurity is often associated with internal, again, going back and how you see, how you perceive, how you think of yourself, how, again, your language, your narratives, again, going back into your mental space, how you think, you perceive, how you counterattack. When I said counterattack, how you maneuver. Again, at negative perception, you might not think that it's negative because it has been your norm. It has been your way of life. It has been the way you have existed. It has defined you. It has labeled you. It caused it gave you a value. But now you're in a room filled with mentalics or mental models. They're all speaking a different language. Yes, you can recognize echoes, you can recognize frequency, you can even see a parallel vision of yourself. But at that point, the room that was so big now has become small because you have become insecure. If you tap into my insecurity issues, again, it will bring about a negative perception, the way you see things, and it will bring about a limitation of the scope of things. Okay, so therefore, change your perception, change the way you see and view things by now dealing with your inward or internal issues. That's where healing comes in. That's what taking the time to heal old wounds, taking the time to deal with issues. Okay, because we're in a sense where we could say, man, you know what, I'm moving forward, I'm done with that. In reality, you haven't dealt with it, you neglected it, you ignored it. After a while, you will suppress it. Now you have learned to move beyond the pain, and because you have learned to move beyond the pain, you're now existing, and now you're moving into another realms, another mental space, another pathway. But when it is revisited, when that memory is revisited, now it taps back into that pain. It becomes fresh again. Why? Because you never dealt with it. What you did was temporarily dismissed it, but as you are moving into your new seasons of life, you never dealt with it. It's going to resurface until you deal with it. It's going to resurface until you deal with it. So again, insecurity is often associated with an internal negative perception regarding your own personal inability. Okay. Insecurity also manifests itself via perception of instability regarding external circumstances or conditions. The combined perceptions of inability and instability feed the dream killer of insecurity. It feeds it, it nourishes, it cultivates it. So as long as you don't nurture what's in dormancy, cultivate who you are, then it will speak loudly. Your inabilities, your ineffectiveness and your insecurity will speak loudly. It will trump the sound of substance. It will trump the sound of value. It will trump the sound of you being solid, tranquil, being fluid. It will trump these cuts, dimensions, sides of you. Why? Because you didn't take the time to nurture, didn't take the time to cultivate it, bring forth healing, and now move on from that place to the next. Okay, move on, being in the healthy time or mental space, healthy mental space. 3, what else kills dreams? Number 3, uncertainty. Okay, uncertainty. While negative perceptions are dream killers, the only thing worse than negativities are outright bad news in a specter of uncertainty. Do you feel unsure? Do you feel unsure? Even in your mind, you know, I could do it, it's done, it's manifested, but yet the thoughts of uncertainty creeps up. Okay, we've seen it played out right before our eyes. Either dealing with Wall Street, dealing with the pandemic, dealing with stocks, dealing with so again, we're moving in hope, but then we still have an uncertainty that the outcome is going to be what we expect. Okay, so the problem with uncertainty is this, that it usually results in indecision. It usually results in indecision, which is a definitive dream killer. Indecision. You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. And also, not making a decision is a decision, because you have not made a decision. It is a decision. It's either because you're numb, you choose not to be a part, but silently, silently don't take part. Silently, in reality, you think that you're silently making these decisions, but in reality, your expression of you, The energy of you, the vibration of you speaks for itself. So that's why where you're not making a decision is a decision, because again, it echoes your mental response, it echoes your emotional response. Okay, so you have got to make some decision. Being in limbo and also being in a place of hoovering stagnates. You'll miss windows and doors of opportunities because you are looping in time, and because you're looping in time, you're just hanging, you're hanging. But at the same time, you're hanging and you are looping in time, you're still wanting results. You're still wanting the manifestation. That is your mental state. You're still wanting to see things manifested, but in reality, you're doing nothing. How can you produce or create when you're not doing anything? So therefore you have to work with creation, which means your vibration, your energy, what you have spoken or what you've released will may become in regards will become tangible. So therefore all creation needs your vocal expression to manifest. But in reality, when you're no longer detached, your imprint in the earth speaks loudly to creation. But when you're mentally in one place, your mental space is when I say, we call it off, you're off balance. When you're off balance, and then therefore the echo or the expression of the heart language contradicts your mental thoughts, means you're off balance. And now again, you're in limbo, you're in between, and you're not making decisions. That's where the uncertainty comes in. That also kills dreams. Okay, number 4 is inertia. Decisions always precede actions. You want actions, but you're not taking actions. You want actions, but you're not taking actions. You want outcomes, but you're not solving the issue. You're not troubleshooting. You're not rendering. You're not contributing to the problem, but you want a response. Decisions always precede actions. That's why decisions play such a critical part of making your dreams become a reality. In reality, your dream state is your reality. Without decisions and their resultant actions, dreams will only remain dreams and will never become real. That's why understanding inertia is critical, important. It's critical and important to fulfilling that dream. To fulfill that dream. And you'll say, what's the difference? Again, seeing it, knowing it, and manifesting it is one thing. Sometimes we remain in a place where we're so busy trying to manifest that we're forgetting that we are time, we speak time. So we go beyond the time or the space of manifesting, and we fulfill. We bring the outcome upon our presence and upon our energies. It takes us syncopating with time for us to bring the outcome, to raise the levels and or contribute in that space to bring the outcome. So you are needed. Your energy is needed. Your mindset is needed. Your actions, you're taking action. Your contribution is needed to bring about the reality of your dream state. Okay, according to Sir Isaac Newton, law of inertia, physical objects in motions tend to stay in motions, while objects at rest tend to stay at rest. That basically means that things want to stay the way they are. Nothing wants to happen on its own. So you have got to do something. You have got to be a part of when I said be a part of all creation, partner with all creation, partner with the universe. You need to contribute, yet your mental thoughts, your expression, your sound, you need to render, give, and contribute in order to get the outcome. A lot of us are still waiting for it to manifest, waiting for it to drop in our laps without us partnering or contributing. We have got to do our part. Again, it says basically means that things want to stay the way they are. Nothing wants to happen on its own. This applies to people as well. While a lot of people put stock in the law of attraction, where the universe brings to you. Okay, I'm put it this way. It applies to people as well. My button was saying it is about to die. Why a lot of people put stock in the law of attraction, where the universe brings things to you. The universe brings things to you. The universe brings things to you by your thought process. It brings things to you. A lot of us are still too low. We got to raise our vibration. When I say we're still too low, we're still thinking in the confines of limitations. We need to raise the expectations. We need to walk or go beyond the shell of us. For not just reminding you that you're a giant. When you look at your imprint, and in a giant's imprint, when you put your foot, into the footsteps of a giant, it's like it swallows you up. But in reality, looking at it from that perspective, it's like, oh my gosh, this is huge. But in reality, when you go beyond the shadow of who you are, you fit that imprint, because that's you. Okay, that's you. So therefore, the law of attraction, basically your mental thoughts. If you're not getting what you want, it's because you're not putting out there what you need. When we think low, we draw that to us. When we think high, expansive, then that is drawn to us. Yes, we need money, but our mental capacity is, what are we going to do with it? We're thinking stocks. Are we thinking real estate? Are we thinking global import export? Are we thinking what streams or mindset of business? As a matter of fact, do you have the knowledge to carry and execute the resources for that dream? And so therefore, so even if you don't have it in your possession, because you have the knowledge, you will draw those that have the resources, and now you are connected to now fulfill that dream. So therefore, raise your expectation, and what you want, what you desire, will be drawn to you. Again, we ourselves, not the world. Just forget about the world for just a little bit. We ourselves have put a cap on our belief system, our philosophy, our way of thinking. We are free, but we are not liberated in our thoughts and in our movements. We are free, but we are not liberated. So it's not what man have done or what man has restricted or hindered. We ourselves now become the one that restricts us, put a cap on us, and now put chains on us, because we are not moving in him and having our being. We are not moving in the fluidity. Again, as a reservoir, even a reservoir has strong currents, and a reservoir is fluid. It serves its purpose. Whether it rains, snows, or fall, and or summer, and is dry, that reservoir never changes its flow. It serves its purpose. So therefore, in order for you to be fluid and move in the current of you, you have got to serve your purpose. So it's one thing to have all the knowledge all bottled up, but are you in that place, the syncopated place, the timing or the positioning of what you're carrying now to carry you? A lot of us are carrying, but also what you're carrying needs to carry you, okay? Needs to carry you. Oh gosh, there's so much to that. Okay, number five, the last number five, our past. We're talking about things that could kill our dreams, our past. The final dream killer might be the toughest to manage, because it's based on the experiences that made you who you are, the experience that made you who you are, the experience that made you, shaped you, mold you, refined you, cut you, and now you have different cuts dimension of you, and now it made you who you are. Whether it's personal pain, disappointments, or failures, those past hurts are often buried so deep in our psyche that we're not aware of our own self-sabotaging behavioral patterns. Again, you could be mentally fluid. I mean, you're dropping that knowledge, and I'm talking about you're spitting it, you're dropping it, and you're sharp mentally. But then when it comes to the maneuvering, you're contradicting your mental state. Why? Because you're not. You maneuvering does not add up to the fluidity and the expression and the weight of your words. So therefore, that's where the self-sabotage comes in. Okay, so moving forward, the self-sabotaging patterns or behavior patterns, it destroys our dreams. it destroys at our dreams. I said that to say this. At this point in your life where you're at, basically in your mental space, go beyond the mental, when I said the mental thoughts or expression of you're blaming mama, daddy, this one, wife, husband, sister, sister-in-law, boyfriend, or whatever for what they've done. Now we're talking about taking accountability to ourselves. What does your life look like? What does the next chapter of your life look like? What is the outlook? What is the outcome? What is the result? Okay. At that point, again, just mentally in removing the narratives and the delusions and the and the illustrations of their words or what they think it should be, or what they think or where they think you should be. Now we're dealing with you, with you, with you. What does that look like for you? When you do a self-reflection, you will find that there's holes and cracks in your foundation. And though you are mentally sharp, what happened to you? Why are you not where you are supposed to be, in sync or aligned? Again, forgetting about what happened, or what was allowed to bring the agony, the pain, or the experience. I'm talking about you. When did you stop living? When did you halt? When did you slow down? When did you detour from the path? When and how? Why did you, when I said taking a detour, that's what I'm saying, taking a detour. When did you allow yet the temporary state to become a permanent place for you? When did you stop living? So even now, you might have to be the one to resuscitate your heart. You might have to be the one to say, hey, you got to snap out from this. Talk to yourself. Speak yet to your mental space, because you are a mental model, which means what you're looking at, your new chapter of your life, you have got to be that model. But your thought process have to be the expression. It has to paint the picture. Therefore, now painting the landscape of what your life is and should be. At this point, you take the responsibility, not nobody else. You take the responsibility to say, hey, I want to live out my dream state. I'm still having these dreams. I'm still journaling down. I remember this. I remember this blueprint. I still have this. It doesn't matter if you have the money today, if you don't, if your account is low, whatever. There's so many stories. I have also done it myself, where I've started companies on $0. So again, what does that look like? Will you allow the scenarios, the narratives, or even your own narratives of doubt, fear, and unbelief, your philosophy to out-talk you or derail you from now possessing, walking in a place of wealth, walking in a place of abundance, walking in a place of legacy, embracing legacy, okay? So again, we're talking about the dream killers. We've listed five obstacles that could and will kill dreams. We've talked about fear. We've talked about insecurity. We've talked about uncertainty, inertia. We've talked about your past, okay, that could stop or hinder or could be a stumbling block, if you will, to stop you from manifesting or fulfilling your dream. So if you've overcome the first 4 dream killers on this list, you should fall short of your dreams. You still fall short of your dreams. You still fall short of your dreams. Again, what does it look like? We still have dreams that we have forgotten. We have dreams that we're still trying to chase. I remember back earlier, about a year ago, I was just tapping into a dream. And when I was getting ready to, when I said to tackle it or approach to now manifest it, what came to me was that dream you were chasing is no longer you. That dream is chasing you now. And it wasn't no longer in seed form. It has surpassed its seed form, its adolescency stage, and now it went into its adult stage. And it blew my mind. Why? Because as I grew and evolved, again, in my mind, I was still thinking it's in seed form. But because it is attached to you, it is a part of you. It is a part of your being, your core. As you grow, what's connected to you grow. It evolved. It expanded. But my perception was to tackle it from a seed form. So I was about to chase it, but in reality, my dream was chasing me. So I had to change my perspective and now deal with that version of my dream in an adult or expansive state. And that was an aha moment for me. So I said that to say this, a lot of you are going back into season of your dream thinking it's in seed form. In reality, it has outgrown your mental, your psyche. It's now a full grown, expansive landscape. Are you ready to deal with the fluidity, or are you ready to deal with and fulfill that dream? Okay, fulfill that dream. A lot of us are also going back into season and time space when in reality they had a window. That dream, that vision had a window, and it expired. It expired. Yes, it expired because your mental capacity at that time was for that season or that timing. As you grow and evolve, and your mind and your thoughts become more lucid and more expansive. Again, what you're tapping into in dormancy, now you're bringing out the expansive, the adult or full blown vision of the blueprint. So now you're dealing with it in phase, and you're dealing with it in levels and in depth. Okay, so don't dismiss your dreams. Don't dismiss your dreams. Don't have a self argument, because it's you. At the end of the day, it's you versus yourself. You will find yourself arguing with you, having that inner conflict, arguing with yourself. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Is it the time? Oh, it's not the time. Ooh, you're frustrated because there is inner conflict. So now you have got to learn to go and override those languages. Know your timing. Know your timing, because your timing is significant to you. It speaks of your bloodline. It speaks of your legacy. And so don't allow yet the destiny terminator to kill yet parts of you. And now you're living in regrets. And now you're living in agony. I should have done this. Oh my God, I've wasted time. So own up to where you're at now. Forget about what you didn't do and what you should have done. And now, what do you do as of right now? Be accountable to your actions now. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What would you carry out? And how will you fulfill it? What would be the stages, the stages, or for you to fulfill that dream? How, and now where you're at, being that you're more evolved, your mental space is more lucid. Who would you connect with? Now you'll have to reach out, which means you have to network. You have to connect with people with the same like mindset, your tribe, the one that looks like, sound like you, or even those that have been there, done that. Now you have to link up with now a mentor that could remind you, tap into you, and tap into what you're carrying, and now give you the nuggets to help you advance. Okay, to help you advance. Don't worry about the momentum. Worry about you advancing now, redeeming time. Okay, so now you have to be in circles that speaks to you. That will activate and bring what you're carrying alive. Now it's stirring and tapping back into your passion. It's resuscitating your pulse. And now you live again, you dream again. It could be that you're to that point where you haven't even eaten, because all you could see, do, and eat is your dream, because you are in a place where you are fulfilling your dream. Okay, again, I hope this have empowered you. I hope it have encouraged you as we move forward today. Again, tapping to you to assess, have pen and paper. What's my shortcomings? Why am I not fulfilling this? Take on responsibility. Don't never mind about the past relationship, baby daddies. Don't have the money, what you waste the money. It happened, it's done, it's over with. As of right now, you're dealing with yourself. What can I do now? How can I go from point A to point B? How can I fulfill this? How can I manifest this? You might not have all the answers. So now reach out to those that in an inner circle, reach out to somebody. And before you know it, one person leads to the next, one person leads to the next. And before you know it, you're expanding because someone wants to hear your vision. Oh, it sounds so much like this. Now here's your resources. Now here is a location. Now here is the funding. Now here is the backing. Go beyond your comfort zone. Go beyond the place of where you're comfortable. Go beyond your shell, okay? To be able to fulfill that dream. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for joining us on today as we discuss what kills your dream. Until next time, I am Dr. Lavella McGarry with lavellamcgarry.com.